I go by the name Mudah, and this is the third episode of Hanging Out with Mudah. Right here, I have Peter Lentini. Peter Lentini, nice to have you here, bye.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
You do so many things. You're a promoter.
Right.
You're a DJ.
Yes.
You do podcasts.
Yes.
So I just want you to to give like a brief introduction of what you do to my people, please.
What's up, people? I'm here at hanging out with Mudah. My name is Peter Lentini, straight out of Nigeria. Hustling in LA. I'm a promoter. I promote Afrobeat events, concerts. The producer and creative director at Ankara Festival as well. I also have a passion in DJing, so I DJ Afrobeat LA, I DJ Afrobeat parties here in LA as well. So again, I'm just a culture custodian. I push the culture any way I can, however I can, also in partnership with a lot of people, especially with my brother right here, just collectively pushing the culture.
Yeah, I love the fact that you spoke about the culture. I can remember somewhere around before the COVID, around 2018, 2019-ish, you brought Burna Boy to LA. And that was just, I know you brought Burna Boy, Yemi Alade, P-Square, among others that you brought to LA. Tell me how you got into that and how it all started.
Well, I used to, for those that don't know, I used to live out in the Bay Area, right? So, grown as man, moved from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, to the Bay Area, right? I mean, while I was in Lagos, I was hanging out at the Sharaaah, the Fela Shrine, the Godfather of Afrobeat. So I was always at the Shrine every day. So that's kind of where I got to meet a lot of celebrities that would come to the Shrine. That without the Shrine, I would only see them on TV, right? From the Majed Fasheks to the Oliver the Cooks, all of those major legends, all the legends that we have in Afrobeat or in African music at that point, or in Nigerian music before it became Afrobeats, right? But because Fela was the only one doing Afrobeat at that time, so Fela, maybe Femi Kuti, right? So I would always be at the Shrine. So when I moved to the Bay Area, San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland area, there was nothing going on. I was a grown-ass man. I was already into life. I was already doing, putting together carnivals in Lagos. Then one of my major carnivals in Lagos was called Small London, right? So I used to do that for my street. We have street carnivals right there. Every street, so we used to do street carnivals. Then so go to this street carnival, have a good time. Go to this street carnival. So it was a no-brainer. Putting together my own street carnival. So I was already doing things like that at that level. So when I came out here, there was nothing going on. I was like, how far now? Why is there nothing going on? Why am I going? So I started in the Niger Bay Entertainment. So Niger Bay Area Entertainment.
Niger Bay Entertainment.
NBE.
Now you know this.
So I started. Okay. So I started Niger MBE, in partnership with my friend Usage and Simi Olumide. So we started doing that in the Bay Area. So, when time came to, for me to move to LA, it was a no-brainer as well, work. Then I came to LA, and when I came to LA, I realized in 2009, so I realized that all the Africans in LA did their things in pockets. Kenyans were not mixing with anybody else. They were only doing Kenyan events. Nigerians were only doing Nigerian events. Sierra Leoneans were only so everybody they were here, but they were in their different pockets. You get what I'm saying? So while I was researching, because in the Bay Area everybody hung out. Everybody, maybe because the Bay is small or whatever, but everybody. I was playing soccer with Cameroonians, Sierra Leoneans, Liberians, Nigerians. We were hanging out. Barbecue, everybody was there. House party, everybody was there. We go to the Agenda Club. There's a club called the Agenda. We always go there on Sundays because they only play the reggae music. That was the only place we heard music that kind of felt
similar to Africa.
Right. So, but then Africa wasn't really huge, so they weren't playing in clubs or anything. So the Agenda was our meeting spot on Sundays. So on Sunday, you best believe every African is, everybody's
at what community?
So when I came to LA, there was nothing like that, right? So I didn't want to make the same mistake that those that were here were making at that point, because you're supposed to always make things better, right? So when I came, I was like, I don't want to do things in the pocket. I want to do a Pan-African event. Okay. I want to do a Pan-African event. So when I started Afrobeat LA, the goal was to have a Pan-African event, right? Luckily, there was an outlet called the club called the Savoy, right? Who, the owner kept chasing me down, hunting me down. He never gave up. Come to this stuff, you love it. Come to this stuff, you love it. I'm like, I don't know. I was told the places in the hood, Africans don't really go to places in the hood, LA and show off. Now they don't have money.
They want to go
they don't have money, right? We don't want to be.
Everybody's posh.
We don't want everybody's posh, but they don't have money. But that was that outlet. So at that point, my first goal was to put the music out there, because we never had an opportunity in all of California. In all of California, we never had the opportunity to put the music out there. So Savoy was like the first place. I didn't even be larger than California, on the Western Hemisphere of the United States, right? So there was no outlet. So Savoy was like the outlet. So my goal at that point was to put the music out.
First.
Which outlet do we have to put the music out? It was Savoy. So that's how we started Afrobeats Los Angeles, right? To play Afrobeat music. When I started, they would only give me 10 minutes to play. 10 minutes.
10 minute sets.
10 minute set. Oh, these Africans. So we only had 10 minutes. So when they give me that 10 minutes, what will I do? I will play only bangers. They would only have 10 minutes. That was like 5 songs.
Just make the best of what you have.
So when they gave me that 10 minutes, I could only do bangers. Chop My Money, Oliver Twist, Kukere. There was this song by
is it Ice Cream?
No, Ice Cream, no. Chudi K. So I could only fit in bangers. So with Africans that were coming to the Savoy at that time, or that were coming to support me at that time, it was nostalgia. It was huge for them to hear Afrobeat at the club, and it was banger. So the moment I come with everywhere we go bananas, right? So once you have that leg in, the only place was up, right? Yeah. So Africans would then say, we're not going to buy bottles, or we want to buy 5 bottles. Let Lentini play for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We're going to buy 3 bottles more.
So now we buy bottles, 12 bottles.
So it was it was a combination, right? They saw it, they heard it, they wanted more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the Nigerians said, Lentini, no, play something. I said, it's not my club. So they were like, okay, we're going to buy 5 bottles. We want Lentini to play for 1 hour.
As in, I'm drinking my bottle, let me enjoy my music.
If you're a club owner, you want to make money. Yeah. The other people coming there were not balling like us. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? They were not balling like Africans. They were not balling like Nigerians, right? And we like to show off those kind of things. So Nigerians there who wanted to hear their music also helped with pressuring the club to say, let Lentini play longer. We want longer sets.
So in some way they invest their money.
So they invest their money for us to be able to have a space for us to hear, for us to hear our music. So it went from 10 minutes to 30 minutes to, okay, Lentini is playing for 1 hour. Then, Lentini has half the night. Then it went to take over the entire night. But what was important as well that I did was bring people along. Right? I didn't say, it's just going to be me that will be doing it. I noticed that for this to spread, I needed to also bring people along, which is also very important for pushing the culture, right? So when I have an event, I know that you're a talent, right? I have a platform. It's always important for me to say, jump on this platform. Or when you come to me and say, Baba, would you bring things down here low? I need this platform. You get what I'm saying?
I'm just about to go there.
Right. So I'll leave that alone so you can go there. So, but it was important. Lastly, that it was important for me to also bring people along with me, because I can't do it all alone. So guess what I did? I brought DJ Kev along with me, 619 from Ghana, DJ Core from Uganda, DJ Nice from Ghana. I brought those people on with me, whereby before I get on, give this person platform, give this person platform.
Get on first.
So we can all, look at all of them today.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
By themselves. That's very interesting. Another thing I love about, before I go to the music part of it, another thing I love about what you've done in the ladies, the Accra Festival, bringing fashion into the art as well.
Yeah.
Because the fashion, without even speaking, the fashion speaks for itself.
Right.
How you represent yourself.
Right. I'm always ready. I'm always
So by just seeing you, I can see that he's from this part of the country,
right?
From this part of Africa.
I
can tell so this speaks volume, even rather than even talking.
Yeah.
So there are sometimes that you don't need to say nothing.
Right.
But what you're wearing alone can say a lot about you.
So
how do you come about that, bringing your passion into your music?
Yeah. So again, one thing we have to understand, like culture, there's a lot of bits and pieces that make culture, right? Language, fashion, food, music, arts and all of that stuff. That's when you say a country or a people have culture, is these things put together that makes that culture, that makes that a culture, right? Again, when I got here to LA, you have to understand in the mid 2000s and all of that, right? The only thing you would hear about Africa was poverty, AIDS, hungry people, all that kind of thing.
Mosquito nets.
You see ads on TV where there's a child that is malnourished and there's flies on their eye or on their mouth, and they post that, and that's the only thing and then fraud.
They support them with one
right, 1 cent a day, we feed 50 people in one village, whatever it is, right? Or fraud. So those were the things that they were using to put Africa down in the diaspora, right?
Which is negative.
All of it was negative. There was no good thing. But as an African, as a Nigerian, I knew, one, at that time, our music had just started to pop in Nigeria, in Ghana, right? Another thing that was working for us then was our fashion. That was already starting to pop. Because the moment Afrobeats or Nigerian pop started to grow, right? A lot of the videos included fashion. You get what I'm saying? They started shooting music videos in Nigeria. They started shooting music videos in South Africa. They started shooting music videos in Ghana. Nollywood movies were then popping as well, right? And in Nollywood at that time, it was African fashion.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So YouTube, then there was no Netflix or anything, so YouTube was the outlet. So our movies were moving. Our music was already popping. Two-Face and the likes, they were already popping. So comedy was doing its thing. Basketball had started coming up. Alibaba was. So all of that stuff, I looked at that and said, okay, in my own little way, how can I push a positive narrative about Africa or about Nigeria? So I now sat down, I thought about it and said, okay, our movie is popping. Fashion is popping, at least in Africa. It hasn't gotten there yet, but it's popping already. We're seeing it in our movies. And then our music. So I looked at those three things. I said, okay, let me create an event around these three things. The meat of the show would be fashion, music, and movies. So then we'll give a platform to fashion designers, up-and-coming fashion designers, right?
Yeah.
I will bring in an artist to perform, and then also bring local artists to join that, because then you're looking at a NATO C.
Yeah.
Because Bikini Big Deal was one of the biggest songs at that time.
Shitty your fire.
Shitty Big Deal, right?
So fire.
Right. So I looked at it and said, okay, if I bring NATO C and then put in 2 or 3 local Nigerian artists here in LA to be on the same stage with NATO C at that time, that's huge for them. Platform. Then who can I bring to host? Someone from the movie industry or a comedian. So that's how those three things came about. All right. So that's how we created Ankara Fest. Was it hard? Yes. You're creating. First off, one of the pushback I got was, Lentini, you want to do a show in LA? telling Africans to wear a in their league. First of all, it's hard to get them to dance when you bring it. If they even show up to your party, good luck.
Like this. They are looking at one another. They are looking at each other like, who's gonna move first? Who's dancing?